Keegan Silverstein, and I am a holistic health coach and the nutrition facilitator for msrelief.com. I'm so excited to be part of this great movement to find joy in life in the face of living with a chronic condition, and I applaud Linda and Trish for all of their efforts to get this website out to all the people in the MS community who really are looking for some positive, helpful information. And I hope to be a great contributor to that effort. I've been asked to give a little background on myself as to why this interests me. I do have relapsing remitting MS, and so this is my story. I was just living my life, minding my own business 10 years ago, working as a legal secretary in a matrimonial law office, married with a young teenage daughter, and I woke up one day numb from the waist down. And I'd had trouble with my neck and back problems and migraines for a long time, so I just assumed it was connected to that and that it was a pinched nerve. I already had a chiropractor, fortunately, so I was getting treatments in that area, and that was helping. But I also had a neurologist because of the migraines. So I went to him thinking it was a pinched nerve, and it was clear to him, because he was a doctor and all, that this was much more complicated than a pinched nerve. So I went for the blood tests for Lyme disease, which I'm sure a lot of you went through that process as well, and an MRI and a spinal tap. By the end of that month, I had a diagnosis of a demyelinating disease, and this was considered my initial flare-up, so officially I didn't have MS yet. But I was being treated as though that was the assumption. This is the direction I was heading in. So as many as you know, you need the second episode for the formal diagnosis, and that happened for me 6 months later. In the meantime, I went on steroids to calm down the inflammation. Unfortunately, you can't administer steroids to the family to calm down their fears, and it was a tough time. My grandmother had MS, and my only memory of her was in a wheelchair in a nursing home. And while I didn't know her in healthier days, I didn't witness her decline, my mother certainly did. So that was a really difficult challenge for her, to this whole unknown of what was in store for me. My husband and my daughter were used to me being the one who was the glue and the organizer and in charge, and I had to give that up right away. The fatigue was terrible. I could barely stay awake for long stretches of time, never mind be in charge of anything. My brothers, my friends, my extended family were stunned and at a loss. They didn't really know what to do. This was a big hit. Everyone was used to me taking care of them, and now I needed help to cut my own meat. Frankly, my left arm was useless. I put on a strong face and educated myself with every book I could find. I believe that knowledge is power, and I was going to be as powerful as possible. I eventually got much better over a few months' time. I do have relapsing remitting, and I realized that changes had to be made in my life if I wanted to maintain any sort of independence and health. I was very concerned about maintaining my independence. I left my job in the law office. I had a hard time focusing for long periods of time, and I also found that the environment was very stressful. So I found very part-time work in a chiropractor's office, which was a much easier environment. I was very overweight at the time, and the strain of that on my body was affecting my energy, my balance, and my symptoms. I was directed to a fantastic man who was a functional trainer, meaning it wasn't just working with machines in the gym. It was working with your own body to strengthen your function and your balance. I worked with him for more than 4 years, but in that first year, within the first 8 months, actually, with that training exercise 3 times a week, and changing my food, I dropped 60 pounds. And I didn't need a cane anymore. My energy was tremendously better, and it really just changed my life. So that experience piqued my interest in nutrition. I had seen for myself how what I ate made an impact on how I felt. So that led me to becoming certified as a nutrition and wellness consultant 5 years ago. I also trained as an intrinsic coach, which really addresses the way that we think, and as a holistic health coach. That is my most recent certification, which really combines the two about the thinking and the personal development and the nutrition. So we're not just one body, we're complicated, involved body, mind, and spirit. So my my coaching practice now really treats all three. So I hung out a shingle and have been sharing my knowledge with others who need guidance in improving their health in holistic ways. There have been some very well-meaning people who say things like, "I'm so sorry you have MS." Being diagnosed was a huge catalyst for me. It got my attention. It led me on a journey to a fulfilling career. It got my attention. It led me on a journey to a fulfilling career helping others that I doubt I would have embarked on otherwise. So I'm not sorry. There have been some tough times, but I can't say that I'm sorry. It happened for a reason, and I just want to make sure that I do the best I can with what I'm given, and that I share that experience with others to help pave a smoother road for them. I hope you all make the most of msrelief.com and all that it has to offer. Linda and Trish are amazing women with a vision, and I'm honored to be a part of the ride. Take care.